15 in his last 5 games. So there are books written, they're classics. There's just, and a classic book that's written in baseball is watch a rookie play for a week, and then the book is out on him on how to pitch to him. It's a bestseller. All teams buy it. And the book must be out on Austin Slater. I got to pronounce his name right. No, I did not have any of Lenny's Mountain Dew this morning. But he was hitting 344 5 games ago, and now he's hitting 255. And it just shows you what a 1 for 15 can do to a rookie's statistics. Now, will he rebound? He went 1 for 3 last night. Sure, he probably will. I mean, here's the thing about rookies. He's not as good as the 344, and he's also not as bad as the 1 for 15. He's going to get playing time, it does appear, in San Francisco. I'm just saying, don't go drop an established player for an Austin Slater. And then there's another Austin Riley. And remember how Austin Riley busts on the scene with all the home runs? Okay, so this is something I prepared Sunday. He's hit 170 in 58 plate appearances in July. 170. He's now hitting 248 on the year. And personally, I think that's about what he is. He's about a 245, 250 kind of hitter. I liken him to Chris Davis of Oakland. Average, power. He's got 16 home runs. But guys, I'm looking at some stats. I know this for a fact. He hasn't had a home run since at least July the 7th. And I'm looking at my calendar, and it's July the 23rd. He hasn't homered in at least 16 days. And I remember watching Twitter when he was first coming up, and, Austin Riley's homerless streak has stopped at 7 at-bats. He's gone now at least since July 7 without a home run. And over that same period, he's only driven in 3. So if you looked at your statistics at the All-Star break and saw Austin Riley had 16 home runs, he still does. He's still sitting there at 16 home runs. Guess Doris is now in the chat room. Always with me, aren't you, Guess Doris? Always. But Riley, another rookie. The book was written about him, and it's been read, well read. It was a bestseller. It still is. Be careful. Michael Chavis for Boston. Another hot start, another cool off. Now there's talk that he's day-to-day. I read this morning he may require a trip to the 10-day injured list. He's missed the last 2 games with back tightness, and Mitch Moreland is set to return Tuesday. So I could very easily see, I haven't read this, so here I am reading the crystal ball and the tea leaves. You're going to have Moreland activated, you're going to have Chavis IL'd. But just as well, because over his last 13 at-bats, he's only 2 for 13. Boy, I'm giving you all the gloom and doom of all these rookies, right? So why even draft a rookie? We'll get to a couple in a minute that have really stuck. How about the home run king, Pete Alonso? 33 homers on the year, 75 RBIs on the year, and I've heard Lenny talk about trade Josh Bell. Maybe so. I'm going to tell you, trade Pete Alonso. Well, why do you say that, Arnie? Why would we ever trade a kid who is the home run king? Well, I'll tell you why. We start back the All-Star break on July the 12th. And he's hit a few home runs since then. But he has been ice cold. He's only hitting 100 since the All-Star break, with a 200 on base percentage and only a 300 slugging percentage. So I'm looking for Dominic Smith to get more playing time at first base. And I'm looking for J.D. Davis to play more in left field. So if you're a fantasy owner and those players are out there, I think they're going to be playing more. And I'm just looking at his box scores from the last few games. 0 for 3. He pinched hit on Sunday and hit a home run. 1 for 1. But in his last several starts, are you ready? 0 for 3, 0 for 4, 1 for 7, 1 for 6, 0 for 3, 0 for 3. And everybody's given him the Rookie of the Year trophy. I'm taking it back. I never gave it to him to start with. He's not the Rookie of the Year in the National League. I know he's hit 33 homers, but I think he's in for an horrendous second half. And the Mets are going to be in a shambles. And secondly, why even pitch to him when he's the only player they got that can hit the ball in the ballpark? It's going to get better in a moment, I promise. Because here are two rookies who aren't playing like rookies. Keston Hiura. Yeah, Keston Hiura. I love this kid. You know, I met him last year playing single A, high A for the Mudcats. I was there last night. I tell you what, Robin Yount, this Carolina Mudcat team, they got it going on. They're a high A team. They're in 5 County Stadium outside of Raleigh, North Carolina. But a few weeks ago, Raleigh Fingers came. You know, part of the Brewer organization. These are all Brewers. Next week, Robin Yount's coming. Mr. Brewer himself. So I'm signed up. I'm going to go meet Robin Yount. I'm going to take pictures. I'm going to post them on my Fantasy World page. Yes, I am. I may even try to get an interview with him and play it for you. You guys would eat that up, wouldn't you? But Keston Hiura, 331 average, 9 home runs, 23 RBIs. Like I said, I met him last year, got pictures with him, talked to him. He's a wonderful human being. And he knows how to hit a baseball. Check out these numbers. Last games, 2 for 5, 2 for 5, 2 for 4, 1 for 4, 2 for 4, 3 for 3, 3 for 4, 1 for 4, 2 for 4, 3 for 4. That's all since the All-Star break. That's right. Now, he was scratched from yesterday's lineup due to a left quad tightness. He had been named the National League Player of the Week for last week. He's day-to-day, and Saldino drew the start over Hiura last night. But he is on fire. He's had 40 at-bats since the All-Star break. I'm counting the hits, okay? Here we go. 6, 12, 15. 21 for 41 since the All-Star break. Keston Hiura. Check me out on that. And if you want to know that average, that's a .512 batting average. With a couple of homers, with 13 RBIs, with 3 stolen bases, and he's a rookie that's not a rookie that's not a rookie. One more, and this is my last one. And this is why, if you speculate on rookies, you pick them up, you hope they stick, and when they don't, you let them go. If you grab Hiura, you're not letting him go. And is there anything better than Keston Hiura? Yes, there is, and his name is Jordan Alvarez. Jordan Alvarez for Houston is hitting .342 with 11 homers and 35 RBIs. He has a 1.130 OPS over his first 133 plate appearances. And I always think that 100 plate appearances is a good sample size. And last night he went 2 for 3 with a homer, a double, 2 RBIs. I told you they trounced the A's 11-1. He's playing every day, and he will continue to. He'll get an occasional day off. But over his last 5 games, 18 at-bats, he's 8 for 18. And for those of you who like to know, well, tell me, Arnie, what that average is. It's .444. He is Rookie of the Year in the American League. And I think Keston Hiura is deserving of Rookie of the Year in the National League. We're going to talk a little bit about rookies and prospects now. You know, I always like to go down to the farm and see how our kids did last night, who are possible call-ups at some point, and this is for you Dynasty League kind of guys. So if you're in a Dynasty League, turn up your radios, turn up your podcast, let's listen, and let's talk about Cody Sedlock, who I've seen pitch in the Carolina League. Last night pitching for Double-A Bowie, Oriole, 26th ranked prospect. He went 5 innings, no-hit baseball, 7 strikeouts. He was the Baltimore Oriole first-round pick in the 2016 draft. Now, he had a 2.36 ERA with 66 strikeouts with Class A Advanced Frederick before recently being called up. I saw him in Kinston again this year. But he has recessive. He was injured a little bit last year and in 2017 as well with thoracic outlet syndrome. But his stock is up. He's pitching great. And if you're in a Dynasty League, he's worthy of consideration. You want to know my ETA on Sam Huff? Okay, first of all, let me tell you who Sam Huff is. He's the catcher in the Texas Ranger organization. He's a catcher, first baseman. And if, again, you've been in the Himalayas and you haven't watched baseball in the last 3 or 4 months, he was the most valuable player in the Futures game in Cleveland over the All-Star break. He has a ton of power. He's about 6'5", and I think he is probably up in 2021. He may come up mid-season next year, Chappie. He's played at low A this year, and he's at high A. I could see them. Texas is not an organization that moves players up fast. And, for example, even a Willie Calhoun, who I think should still be at the major league level, they just don't move their players up fast. That's right, Jack. We saw Sedlock in Kinston. We sure did. And that was, a month ago? And now he's up at Double-A, pitching like a champ. Pedro Castellanos for the Red Sox. He's at Class A Advanced Salem, one of their top prospects. 2 for 3 last night with a triple. He's now hitting 7 straight games for Salem. He signed for just $5,000 out of Valenzuela in 2015. But he's had 22 extra base hits, 2 homers, 51 RBIs, and 9 steals in 92 games this year. Estevan Florial for the Yankees, their number 1 prospect, 2 for 4 last night with an RBI and 2 stolen bases for Class A Tampa. He's a hitter. He's a base stealer. He's a great project for the Yankees. Brady Singer, the number 1 prospect in the Royals organization, pitched 6 innings last night. Struck out 6 for Double-A Northwest Arkansas. He allowed just 2 hits and a walk, fanning 6 in 6 innings. He had an impressive first half. He posted a 1.87 ERA, 53 strikeouts and 13 walks in 57 2/3. He was the 2018 first-round pick. J.J. Bleday for the Marlins went 1 for 5 with a homer and 2 RBIs for Class A Advanced Jupiter. Bleday, all kinds of potential. He led all NCAA Division I hitters with 27 home runs this spring at Vanderbilt. The Marlins picked him number 4 in the draft this year, a $6.67 million signing bonus. He's already at Class A Advanced. Look for Bleday to be a fast mover. Look for Bleday to possibly be up late next year for the Marlins. The Cardinals' Nolan Gorman, their number 1 prospect, 2 for 4 last night for Class A Advanced Palm Beach. He's picked up the pace of late. He's hitting .299 over 19 games this month. He's 19 years old. He was a first-round pick in the 2018 draft. Taylor Trammell, the number 1 prospect for Cincinnati, number 26 in all of baseball, went 2 for 4 last night with a home run for Double-A Chattanooga. He's 5 for his last 9. He's a great athlete, power from the left side of the plate. And those are just some of the prospects to look for as we go